Alright, so with number 14, we're going to look at the overall width and the overall height to draw the front view. I'm going to draw the entire drawing without the circles. It is always easiest to just box in the drawing before you try and attempt the circles. Same thing we did with the ISOs. Unless, of course, the drawing is made up of circles and then you have to start with a circle. Okay, so I'm going to pick a point and I'm going to go get another pencil. Okay, so we're back in business now. And number 14. So I'm going to draw that line 9 blocks long for 2 1/4. And then I'm going to draw it 1 1/2 tall, which is 6 grids. And then looking at my drawing, I see that this piece here is 0.25, so I might as well go ahead and put that in after I get the block drawn. Okay, now I'm going to do the L that you can see in the front view. There's the front view minus the circles. I'm going to skip 2 grids, project up my top view. And the depth of this thing is 1 1/2. Remember, you can always find your depth in your side and your top view. It does not appear in your front view. And looking at my front view, I know I've got to project up this corner. And this corner is right here. Whoops. Is right here. And this part in the back is 0.5. So I'm actually only going to go 1 inch back on that projection. And then across. So there's your front and your top view minus the circles. So now we're going to do the side view. And looking here, I see an L. And I also see this rectangle over here. So, knowing that my front and side view share height, I'm going to project over the height. And my top and side view share depth. And I know the depth is 6 rectangles, so I'm going to do that. Oh, and someone here wants me to call them squares. Okay, I'll call them squares. Okay, so now I have to create this thing here. And looking up here at my top view, I can just count 2. And knowing that this is kind of, this would line up here, I count 2, over 2. And I'm going to come back 4 and then go up to make the L. So what I have now is I have the drawing minus all of the circles. The only hidden lines in this drawing are circles. So let's start with the circles in the front view, where they look like circles. And guys, remember, this symbol means diameter, and your circle templates are in diameter. So the first thing to do to draw a circle is locate the center. So I'm going to measure from this corner down 0.5, which is 2 squares, and over 0.5. Okay, because remember I told you that when you have center lines that line up like that, you can assume that they are on the same distance. So this is over 0.5 and down 0.5. So I'm going to come, and that's going to be the center of my circle. And then they're 1 inch apart. And when you use these circle templates, you see those little small circles around them. Those are your marks that you should be able to see the blue grid paper through those. That's how you know you have it held right. Line it up, draw the circle. Line it up, draw the circle. Okay, so there's the circles where they appear as circles in the front view. Now I also have these circles in the top view. So, and they're also over 0.5 and down 0.5. So over 0.5, down 0.5, and then 1 inch apart. But guys, these are not the same circle. I'm drawing different circles now. I'm going to line up my template. Because if you look at this drawing, it even tells you you have 4 circles. So we're going to have 4 circles. Alright, so there are my circles. Now, every good circle has a good center line. So I'm going to draw the center lines on my circles by drawing a little dash in the center, and then a longer dash that sticks out approximately 1/8 of an inch. I'm not going to measure that, I'm just going to guesstimate that. Okay, so I'm doing my center lines. You guys need to develop a system to draw your circles so that you don't forget all the parts. I draw all the circles, then I do all the center lines, and then I project all the circles. That's worked for me. It should work for you. And once again, this is definitely not my best work, as I have a document camera right sitting on my nose. Okay, so that's what I just did. I drew the circles and then I put the center lines on them. Now I'm going to project the circles, because these circles have to be represented up here and over here. So to do that, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line it up on the edge, and I know circles don't have edges, okay? I'm going to line it up on the outermost diameter of the circle. And I'm going to draw a hidden line up here, which is where the circle goes. Then I'm going to draw a center line. Remember, center lines stick out, and it's long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash. And then I'm going to draw the other center line. So I have just represented this circle up here. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And that annoying little noise was my email. And another hidden line. Okay, whenever you have a circle in one view, it's going to look like this, and then it's going to look like that in the other 2 views. Now, the hole, it's technically a hole because it exists in 3 dimensions. These 2 circles, if I were to project them both over here, would occupy the same spot. So I'm only going to project 1. And how do I know there are 2 circles there? Well, that's what the other 2 views of the drawing are for. Funny how that works out, huh? Center line, top of the circle. Once you get used to drawing circles, it's not going to be a problem. Okay. Now I need to do these guys. So they're going to come down because they go here. I'm going to line them up, and I'm going to draw my hidden line, my center line, and my hidden line. Hidden, center, hinder. Hidden, center, hidden is what you guys need to remember when you're drawing circles. Not what I just tried to say, because it's Monday morning and I forgot my keys and I'm really batting 1,000 today. Okay, so there you go. These are these two circles projected down here. Now I need to represent them here, but once again they exist. If I were to drag them all the way across and down, they exist in the same spot. So to figure out where they go without drawing a 45-degree projection line and making a whole mess of this drawing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to count blocks. I'm going to sketch a line to where these two corners meet. Okay? And then I'm going to count 1, 2. 1, 2. That's where the center line's going to be. 1 is where the outside of the circle is going to be, and then the other one's going to be over here. So hidden line. Because remember I did tell you guys you can project top to side, but it makes a mess. So I just kind of did the quick and dirty way to do that, just to make sure that they were lined up. Okay, and that is number 14. Clean it up. I don't know how I got these stray marks on here, but clean it up, make it pretty, cut it out, and put it in your notebook.